So I was having this very interesting conversation with myself this morning. I literally recorded a VN because I had a conversation a couple of days ago that actually sparked that sparked my train of thought. Right, the fact that like things happen and you're like, I really don't understand why this had to happen. Like, it could have been avoided, right? Like, why did I have to meet this person? Why did I have to go into this kind of organization? Why did I, like, so many questions. And a lot of times, it's very pointless, right? But one thing I have understood is the fact that most of these things actually prepare us for like the path ahead of us. I swear, it's not like mathematics that we're always like, oh, what are we using mathematics for in our daily lives, right? Like, a lot of these things like help us to like navigate like situations better after those, and also to help us to approach things better. For instance, I'd say that the way I grew up, right, if I never had like the encounters I've had like in my love life and all of that, I don't think I'd have been able to love the way I love now, right? Because I feel like I don't even know what to say, but I feel like I did not get like that solid love, touch that would have helped me to be like, oh yeah, like this is how to love in like a loving way, so to say. So I mean, that's just one instance. And also I remember that, also the way I react now to things, the way I handle like when I feel anxious and all of that is different from how I used to handle it before. Like before I would you don't want to see me when I'm anxious, and now I handle it way better. Like, and this is like kudos to the experiences I had, right? It's like I just tell myself it's gonna end the next, like, tomorrow or in a couple of hours. I'm going to be fine, right? Like, feelings can be very fleeting, and you just feel like, in this moment, like, why the hell did this thing have to happen? And that's completely fine, because like being self-aware about, oh, this is how I feel about something is good. But like dwelling on it, I found out that doesn't make a lot of sense. And this doesn't mean that like your pain is not important. Your pain is important. But like my sister and I used to talk about, there was a time we used to have like conversations that are very painful and hurtful about like upbringing and all of that. But we decided that we're going to be more positive, right? Which is very hard, by the way. But we just decided, oh, we're going to be very positive. We're going to try to just thread a positive part. And even if sometimes we're like, I'm like, oh my god, do you know what happened? We still like redirect back and say, this is how we want to be, this is who we want to be, right? And this has helped us because she always says something. She always says, maybe our pain, like, we're meant to use our pain to help others, or maybe our pain is the story that we need to tell to help others become better. And I have already started saying that too, because a lot of times it's like, oh my god, all this pain useless. Like, what like, why do I go through all this pain? What, it's just rubbish, it's just useless. But sometimes it's for empathy's sake, for empathy for yourself, for grace for yourself, right? Like, on a normal day, you'll not have grace for yourself if you hadn't gone through certain situations. Like, for instance, me, there's a time that if I do something, or if I misplaced something, or I kept it in the wrong place, I'll say, oh my god, really? You always keep it in the wrong place. You're always doing this here. And that's not the kind of talk you want to say to yourself, because your brain is getting it and saying, oh yes, like, you're always going to be criticized by yourself, and you don't learn to offer grace, right? There are times when I was still like testing out, like jumping from one business to another, business idea to another, not jumping per se, but I mean just looking for the creative outlet to pour out my business, whatever. And I'll be so anxious to even be on social media, just anxious to put out my thoughts. I'll be like, oh, what do people think now? They'll think that I'm putting another idea out. But now I think I'll pretty much say I don't care, because honestly, nobody knows the journey or the struggle that I have been through, or that I am going through, to actually put out these ideas. And frankly, a lot of people don't even care because they are going on with their life. Now I digress. But the truth is that a lot of times this pain of like saying, oh, I don't want to put this thing out there, I don't want to put myself out there, I don't want to, I learned the hard way, right? I learned through my dating experiences, right? And they taught me that, one, I have to put myself out there. Number two, like, you can't take everything personally, right? Because I mean, it's just life, it's just business. Like just business ideas are like people, right? Not everybody is meant for you, right? And if you want to go to the next thing, that the next thing that you feel like, oh, let me try this thing, hopefully it's best for me, you know, that makes a lot of sense, right? So it's helped me to handle things better. And also when I have like situations at work, I'm like, okay, this, I don't feel good about this thing, but I'm like, I'm going to show up the next day. Like, even if I don't feel like this is the right path I'm going, or today I don't feel like it is what I want to build, I will show up today, and I'll show up tomorrow, and I'll show up next tomorrow, and I'll keep showing up. And that's how like it is when you're dating to like, you sometimes the person pisses you off to your bones, and you're like, you know what, I'm still gonna show up. Like, whatever it is, I'm gonna show up today, I'm gonna show up tomorrow, I'm gonna show up the next day, right? And I think that's just how it is about life. Like everything, like every single thing, like the pain you face, like the, oh my god, pain from childhood, from, you know, like growing up, from being bullied, all of these things, like all of this pain, like you just like carry it, and you just use it to, you know, just forge your pattern, like just use it as a lamp to actually guide yourself to become a better version of yourself. Now rain is falling. I don't know why rain decided to fall when I decided to make this video, but you know what, I just thought I should, you know, talk about that, because I was thinking about it. I was like, I was very lazy to actually record this video, but I was like, nah, let me just do it, right? So I think the word for maybe the CTA for today would be, whatever, allow your pain to guide you, right? There's a lot of, I mean, on Twitter, there are a lot of people that don't want to, you know, they're just like, oh, I never want to go through pain again, I never want, and I understand that totally, I get that, but to live is to experience all of this type of pain. Like, if you're saying, oh, I don't want to, you know, love as much as I loved before, I don't want to give people chances, I don't want to give this job a chance, I don't want to try another thing, then you are allowing yourself to die slowly, right? Pain is part of life, right? And if you're going to stop where your pain has left you, then you're saying to yourself, I'm ready to die, I'm ready to not make any move after this, and I'm okay with it. Like, just allow your pain to just allow yourself, just allow that pain to guide you somehow, not in a negative way. This was good. This is good. I felt like I was rambling a lot of the time, so yeah, whatever. Don't I ramble a lot? But yeah, this was good, and I just wanted to just speak briefly on that. It was on my mind, and I was like, well, why not pick up your phone and record? Isn't that what YouTube is for? Isn't that what like the camera is for? And I'm like, oh, okay, let's do this. So anyway, till next time.